1 maxed out MacBook Pro, 1 iPad Pro. Yo, this is Oscar, and I am coming back to the design world. Will these tools help me become a professional product designer within these couple of months? Welcome to my YouTube series on Dodefy, my journey to becoming a product designer. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode on Dodefy. So, I'll be covering proximity in this design. So I'm in my 4th week on Springboard and it's been pretty good. I'm going to say it's a lot easier than before, but it's going pretty decent now. So anyways, proximity. What's proximity? So proximity is how elements or designs are grouped together in a way that users are able to see it as like as a one single unit and one single thing for users to focus on that like immediately and know what that actually is. So like instead of like it being like scattered around the page or website, and it makes it like a lot more difficult for the user to distinguish every element and know what it actually signifies. So yes, this is based on the Geshtalt theory, which basically states, so I'm gonna read it off my here on my tablet. When people perceive the complex objects consisting of many elements, they apply conscious or subconscious methods of arranging the parts into a whole organized system instead of just a set of simple objects. So basically, subconsciously, humans see if things are like objects are grouped together, then and they're like kind of close, they group them together like subconsciously. So this is how I'm going to based off this design off proximity and see how it goes. So let's take a look here. So proximity is like super important in designing because it allows users to not spend that much time trying to analyze, and not like for users not to burn that much calories, and not to get bored, not to get like frustrated with all the information that's loaded on their screen. So I think proximity is definitely a plus for any designer. So let's take a look here for this design. There's basically a lot going on. Let me take off the grid. Actually, the what is it called? It's actually called the layout. So like if you press Control L on Sketch, this will come up, which is it separates the internal width, which is like the width that you should use for your websites, because it's a set width and it's basically, it could be compatible with many like display sizes. So like let's say it's like a humongous screen, you don't want this section like in the middle to be across the whole screen, but you want it to be like set specific in the middle. So this is a good tool to use, which is called the grid, and then the layout. So this is the layout, and then this is the grid. So grid is really important for like pixel wise to like be exactly on the actual grid borders, and that's more like in detail, like when you're designing something very detailed and you want to like pixel perfect. So yeah, let's go on with redesigning this. So again, I have 30 minutes to redesign this. Let me get my timer up. Okay. All right, let's get on with it. So let me talk about it really quick. So the top navigation is pretty separated from the rest, from the logo, and over here from the user, which is Alex Doe. But then we go into this section and it's like a whole mess. Like this is like not supposed to be up here, it's supposed to be down there. These are supposed to be maybe smaller. And so basically it's earnings here. So like home, my projects, payments. So it's kind of like earnings and projects sort of website and ranking from the user. And then it's accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum. And over here, join the conversation on Slack. It's just a call to action over here. The contrast is pretty decent, but it's not really calling out to the user. So it's fine because it's not really a necessary action. So basically this looks kind of like a dashboard, but it needs a lot of work. So let's get on with it. Yeah, these things came up again. Remember that we could also separate elements by changing the background as well, and changing colors or changing anything to separate elements. So like let's say all right, I'm gonna start doing some work now. Yeah, I'm trying to like analyze this layout over here on the left side, which is the layers, and it's just like all over the place. So it's not really like categorized into like specific profiles. It's just everywhere. So I'm just gonna highlight them like that by holding shift. Okay. There we go. See, I don't even know why it was up there. It's kind of whack. So anyways, so we want to separate earnings from ranking because I feel like earnings is a lot different than rank. Wait, let's think about it. So view all projects, suggested projects, and then earnings. I guess not. I think it's the same. It could be in the same block, but I feel like yeah, definitely it's same block because it's earnings and it's saying 645 projects and then this is how much you earn. So it's basically the same. So we should separate this from these two elements. So we could also separate them. I was thinking of doing this, watch. The background. Oh no, I squished everything. So that's all the card. There we go. Okay. I don't know, I copied the whole entire thing. So let's copy this card background. And then let's have that be like a separate thing for users to see as like separate from this, from your earnings. Also, let's scoot everything a little down because everything seems to be just a little more space here. So in order to move this down, we have to move everything else. So I'm gonna lock this layer and then lock this layer too. So I'm gonna highlight this and then drag it down like this. Okay. So basically, these are lock layers that we have to unlock now because we want to change that. Let's unlock them. There we go. So that's the header. Let's look at the background. There we go. The header background. I think this is a little better. It's way better. Okay. And let's lock this one now so we won't highlight it. So highlight the whole content. And then bring it up somewhat. See, it looks way cleaner, way better so far. And then let's also provide the background, that white background for these other sections. So this one's activity and top earners. Let's have that separate. Let's have these two separate from each other. Okay. And remember that the whole layout in the middle is like aligned, so we have to stick with that. So that's so far sticking with that, but it needs a lot of work still. So let's start from the bottom because I feel like this is super easy to fix. These ones are like really, really far apart. So making them closer signifies that it's they're together, they're as an element. So let's say 33 pixels between those two. Let's do that with this one as well. 33 pixels. Oops. It's not. All right. It's not so. Oh, there we go. We selected the background. Rankings, we could move it as a subheader next to top earners, closer. And then let's see. I'm trying to make these separations the same. So I'm just gonna like see if this works and use this little thing where it says align. Wait. So I'll distribute layers vertically. Yeah, it's not gonna work because they're not actually like, let's see. Yeah, they're not like, they're grouped separately from each one. So it's not like, oh, this is one profile, second profile. So it'll make it a lot cleaner if it was like that. Like, I think it's a lot more difficult when it's like this. The way it is, it's like not categorized that well. Like personally, I would categorize it a lot different than this. A lot easier too. Alright. Let's leave it at 31 pixels between each other. And then this one a little more down. Okay. Alright. Let's lock this layer so we can move these. I'll have to do it manually again. Okay. So yeah, I think that's a lot better than how it used to be. It's more categorized and it's like more using proximity method, which is having everything closer to each other to say that, oh, this is top earners. And yeah, this one needs also the same work. Remember guys, only 30 minutes, which it's almost there, around like almost half now. I feel like everything moved now. No. Why? I think if you move one, they all move. No. Yeah, that's kind of weird why everything moved up. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, let's lock this again. Then this one's locked. Alright, let's just work with that. Let's just work with that. Now this one has to be a little longer too. This one a little more down. Okay. So recent would be better if we put it more together. So like, let's say between these, so it's 11 pixels between these two. And let's make it 11 pixels. And it's also not a line. So let's fix that. Let's move this a little up Okay. Also, we can move this whole top to match this, the height of in order for them to match in the same line from activity to top burners. I feel like it could have a little breathing space in the top than it has as of right now. So like around there. So let's make this have more breathing space at the bottom. I think the time is getting to me, guys. Like, I'm getting a little nervous, you know? Oh, shoot. There's this line right here that's supposed to be connected. Like this. There you go. I think like that. Okay. Okay. I think that looks a lot better, more cleaner. The 1 hour is a little separate. I'm still like debating if I should move that around yet, but I feel like it's a little separate from this. And talking about proximity, this whole block is actually proximity to itself and the elements. Just this is a little. I still have to come back to this and see if I could change things from here. So let's go on with the other one, the chart, which is a more important one, where people come and see this is the first thing they want to see. They're like, oh, okay, let's see how much money I made, how much projects and what rank am I, and they're excited about it, and then they check the projects. So basically we should scale this up. Definitely, let's make this more down. Okay. All right. I want to scale this up for sure. Like this. I think it's super important to see this graph more visible and out there. So like, yeah. Moving things around can be pretty like a hassle, especially since like this is already like just a like template. All right, I think you have this to the right, and then this to the left side. Okay. And then let's see. I'm gonna have to move things down again. So there we go. So let's move this here. And then top categories here. What do you guys think? Is this better than the last one, or is it worser? I don't know. Let's just stick with this one. So also, I forgot to check like the heading size and stuff. So let's see if we can make the height a lot more longer. So 2000 pixels. Yep. So like, let's say this is size 20. So this should be size 22. Because earnings is pretty big, you know. Get the font color 20. Let's change it. Hopefully it's the same font. Yeah, it's the same font. And medium. All right. Let's move this down now. Okay. Okay. I honestly like this a lot better than the other design. The other one was just like squashed, you know? Give me some space. And also, this also is a lot of proximity. It provides proximity because it's in this block, you know? And it's pretty much really close to each other. And that's how it separates itself from the other blocks. Let's see the time. We got a little bit of time, like 6 minutes left. Tick tock, tick tock. Tick tock. Ah. No. I think where it says like top categories here, I think that's fine. And this is around the same because I don't know if I mentioned it, but it should be subtle and it should be centered. Like users shouldn't be like, oh, let's go to here right away, you know? So that's pretty much better. There we go. That's a lot nicer. Oh, more space here. And then, yeah, that's a lot nicer, guys, I think. And then this little element, We could also like replicate it to divide, maybe. I don't know. Divide a section. See. And what? All right, let's go to this one. Our last 5 minutes left. Let's see what we do to this. So let's make this around the spacing for here. 30 pixels. Yeah, I think 30 pixels is fine for the spacing there. And let's move this up. So it needs more padding on the left and the right side. It's pretty quick, like here. Let's downsize these. No, not the title. Yeah, we really can't really downsize it because everything like moves around. Oh, the text, I guess. Let's just align it towards the left side a little bit. This one looks a little longer than this one's, honestly. And let's pull out the layout. Let's see. The layout is super important. Like, super important. Move this one here, 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 here. All right, 1 minute left, and I'm gonna call it quits. But so this and this 30 pixels, but it's not showing. This 30 pixels. Come on, guys. Come on, give me sketch. Give me 30 pixels. I think that's fine. I'll just leave it like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know. Time's up, guys. So that's basically it for this design. Let me just organize this a lot better so you guys can see how it looks. And then this gray background, just extend it. to like here, and then make the whole page smaller. Probably like 1980, no more, 1950, 1920, 1900, nope, 1880. Yeah, that's good. Let's lock that background. Oh. Lock layer. So yeah, I'm not too sure of what I think about this, but I feel like if I could probably retouch some things right after this video, I'll probably retouch a couple of things, just tweak it up a little bit. So basically, I feel like there's too much space here. And then I feel like this is a little like too crowded. And I think this is pretty good. Other than this like kind of being separate, I think it's fine because this is one block. So it kind of separates everything. It separates this from this. I'll probably retouch something here, not too sure, but look at the end of this video. I'll put the final result, and thanks for staying with me this long, and leave a comment what you thought of the new redesign using proximity for this design. Leave a like, subscribe, and for the next one, see you guys.